Cthulhu Jack.
I thought, why not stroll down to your local apocalyptic butcher for fresh prime cut? I'm talking about Delicatessen from 1991.
L'épaule, hein? Comme toujours pour les frères Cube. Ils font les compliments, hein?
This little ham-bone of a film directed by visionary duo Marc Caro and Jean-Pierre Jeunet, whose other films I'll surely be reviewing, was a breath of long overdue contaminated air which enraptured us upon its original release.
On y va, hein?
Living in the Steel City at the time, it was only fitting to walk to the old Fulton Theater through those haunting, quiet streets to check out this dark comedy about an apartment building
Tiens, Julie.
where the tenants rely on cannibalism to survive in this fantastical and uncanny landscape. With the vegetation shortage, sustenance must be found in newcomers who apply to an ad. That's where we pick up Lewison, played by Dominic Pinon. An ex-circus performer who lost his beloved chimp sidekick Livingston.
Julie. Livingston, Julie.
To this wasteland of roaming cannibalistic neighborhood watch. I can almost see this and Richard Stanley's Hardware occupying the same universe. Down on his luck, Lewison seeks employment from the very ad our butcher Clappett sets around town.
Dans la danse?
Ah, tiens, justement, c'est comme dans la danse.
Making sure to keep always a vacancy. Clappett, whose bully demeanor weighs his odds on Lewison to see if he's worth the pound of salt.
63, 64, pourquoi?
C'est pas très costaud, hein? J'ai bien du boulot, ça, mais...
Or kernels in his case. Currency is in the form of seeds. Lentils, as Lewison discovers, doesn't go as far as, let's say, corn. With the vegetarians of this world being Terrys, known as troglodytes, they're an odd bunch of Rubbermaid cats who hang in the sewers under the city. Over the course of the film, we're introduced to a myriad of eccentric characters, to put it broadly.
Il paraît qu'elle entend des voix maintenant.
Not everyone's lips are savory for catch of the day, as much as the frogman who monitors the water flow throughout the building.
Encore, mince!
As much as he enjoys his escargot. With these young rascals, as they're called, fishing for something other than day old, they are as rascally as one would imagine.
Tu m'entends? Rends-moi ça tout de suite, je supporte pas! Oh, bravo!
Lewison makes acquaintances quickly, especially introducing his new shiny object.
Oh bah dis, tu parles en engin?
L'Australien n'est rien sans son maître.
With the postman delivering a sugary snack to Julie, who's blind as a mole.
Le chugnot comme une taupe. Un vrai brouillard.
Yet she enjoys the finer things like tea, painting flowers, and music. Her father is the dreaded butcher who she tries to confide to Lewison about.
Ce qui est arrivé à votre ami, c'est pareil ici.
In Julie's blind haze, she mistakenly mixes in a soporific herb which knocks the little guy out. After she kindly deposits this clown, it leads to unrelenting carnival dreams of amalgamated images she discovered while snooping around Lewison's room. This newfound appreciation of his company leads her to want to keep him breathing. So instead of revealing a family secret, she entices him to have a cup of sleepy time so he won't wander the stairwell at night. Which poor Robert found out the hard way, thinking a midnight scream was from the silent love of his life, Aurora, a tormented woman who hears voices emanating from the pipes. Which falls on deaf ears from her Lovecraftian-looking husband. At wit's end, her relentless attempts in deleting herself by way of someone else's hand typically fail, only to succeed in the end when every box is checked, to be thwarted momentarily until the last checker falls in her favor. With Lewison's life still in the balance, Julie pleads with her father to not carve him for a holiday feast. With no signs of him waning, she braves the sewers, discovering the troglodytes' lair, offering them more kernels they could ever hope for, while rescuing her beloved Lewison in the process. As the plan motions into progress, patients from Clappett and others warrant them to hang Lewison out to dry. When Mademoiselle Plusset is snatched up instead of Lewison,
Banque.
Tu nous expliques?
He and Julie shelter in his bathroom, breaking water pipes in hopes of floating to the moon. As this dam breaks, so does everything around our unlikely pair. One final aim for a bountiful harvest.
Ça, c'est un travail pour l'Australien.
Leaves Clappett's goose cooked. Every frame is virtually a painting by cinematographer Darius Conje. The wide-angle lenses along with the M.C. Escher-style architecture never leads to a stale moment with any of these characters. Dominic Pinon is always such a joy to watch, and his effortless Lewison is understandably spellbinding. Marie-Laure Dougnac Mousy Joulet's biggest strength is her eyes, which the filmmakers really push in to see her kind and determined soul.
Volontiers.
D'accord, alors c'est chez moi le temps que je prépare.
The soundtrack by Carlos Delicio. This little bean of a film has grown into a masterful work that should be revisited upon every bloom. Until next time. Thank you to our YouTube members and everyone out there for your continued support. And Hail Cthulhu!